You're driving late at night. Not dangerously late, just late enough that the world feels heavier. The kind of hour where gas stations glow like little islands of safety and the highway stretches out. No sign of ever ending. Your phone battery is low and the road signs are getting few and far in between. That's where this story begins. Tonight we're talking about the SR-376 time slip, an internet legend that has quickly become one of the most unsettling time disruption stories of recent years. Okay, hello out there, I hope we're all well. If you are on the weird side of TikTok, side note, we are super famous over there now. We have 5 whole followers. Then you've probably seen this story, popularized by TikToker/YouTuber Ashley Inc. Highly recommend watching her videos. There are a lot of unsettling details. Now, if you like strange, unbelievable stories, internet culture mysteries, or the weird corners of history, then subscribe. Or don't, I'm not a beggar, but I will win you over eventually. It's 1984, after hours. There's only one light flickering in the gas station. The air is stale, the expiration dates, all from the mid-80s, are covered in dust. And you're being watched. But there's a bigger problem. It's not 1984, it's 2007. Time is linear. Events unfold one after the other, in a straight line. Past, present, future. It's what we've always accepted without question, but what if it isn't the truth? What if past, present, and future unfold all at once, layered across different dimensions? Space-time is a fragile thing, and if it tears, maybe the boundaries between realities could blur. And if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, maybe you could blur right along with it. At least, that's what seems to have happened to Maria. It was a road trip with her brothers, her sister, and her sister-in-law. A family reunion for all the wrong reasons. The group had made the 5-hour journey to Florida from Georgia for Maria's uncle's funeral on August 10th, 2007. After 2 days of maxing out every emotion, the family spent Sunday evening together, reminiscing, healing, settling into their new normal. The sun started to set towards dusk, and Maria and the road trip crew all had to work the next day and still make the 5-hour drive back. They were running terribly late. So Maria and her brothers and sisters all pile into Maria's 2004 Buick Rendezvous and begin the journey back. Soon it's nighttime. They're on a rural 2-lane road with nothing around, just highway, conversation, and that creeping fatigue that settles in after hours behind the wheel. And the other feeling that tends to settle in after hours of anything. Maria needs to go to the bathroom. Now, if you've ever driven in a rural area at night, you know this feeling. You start scanning obsessively for exits. You tell yourself, I'll take the next one, and the next one doesn't come. Eventually, she takes an exit near a quiet stretch of road. It's supposed to be near a state route, SR-376. Not a major highway or a bustling area, just one of those in-between places. She stops at a stop sign, scanning both sides for any sign of life, but there is nothing. No lights, no other cars, just trees and darkness. So she turns right and drives for about 15 to 20 minutes until she finally sees lights breaking through the trees. A gas station. She turns left into the parking lot. Something about it is off. Not dramatically, not in any horror movie kind of way. It's not run down, it's not abandoned, it's just wrong. The gas pumps are old, dated, the world feels heavy. And even though they're near a lot of forests, there are no nature sounds. No owls, crickets, wind, nothing. But Maria barely notices. She bolts straight into the door, straight to the bathroom, and when she finishes, her sister goes after her. So Maria returns to the group. They all look confused, maybe distressed. Her brother, who she refers to as T, is just staring behind the counter, and someone is staring back. An elderly man with thinning gray hair, a scruffy beard, wearing stained, dated clothes. He's skinny, but not in a natural way. His features are sunken in, and he's not blinking, just staring straight at the group, not moving, not acknowledging them in any way, except the heavy feeling of his eyes on them. A sense of dread creeps through the group, but Maria doesn't immediately panic. The human brain is exceptionally good at rationalizing weirdness. So she wanders through the snack aisle. Everything was covered in dust, but Maria could still make out the vintage packaging. The colors are all muted, everything had expired decades ago. And the drink coolers were every bit as neglected. There was only one fluorescent light flickering in the middle of the room, and in every stutter of light, the man was still just there, watching. At this point, something instinctual kicks in. Not fear exactly, but something like recognition. A deep, primal understanding that something is not where it's supposed to be. And it might be you. When her sister finally returns, Maria grabs her hand and the group bolt out the door. Everyone jumps into the car and Maria floors it, peeling out of the parking lot, leaving only black tire marks and smoke behind. She turns right in the direction they came from, heading back to the highway. They drive for another 15-20 minutes until they see the same lights breaking through the trees again. The same gas station, but this time they see the unmistakable silhouette of the man standing in the window, watching them drive by. Panic erupts in the car. Maria is trying to rationalize the situation. Maybe she missed a turn, maybe she accidentally drove in a giant circle. But she's taken this same trip along this same route so many times. Maybe there was some logical explanation, or maybe there really are things in this world that we can't explain. A time loop. They keep going in the same direction, again for about 15 to 20 minutes, and they see another break in the trees ahead. This time there's only a street light. The same gas station, now for a third time, but this time abandoned. The gas pumps are gone, the windows are boarded up, nature is taking over the vacant building. But on the pavement, they can see it, proof that this is the same place. Fresh tire marks curving out into the road. The group are all frantic. The drive feels hazy, like trying to wake up from a dream. This time they finally make it to the highway in only 5 minutes. Eventually, everyone makes it home safely. Time goes on, that's all it ever does. But Maria never forgets. Over the years, whether out of curiosity or disbelief, Maria has gone back numerous times, driving around the area trying to find any sign of the gas station. But like any good legend, the second you start looking for it, it never appears again. So life goes on. Eventually, it's March 2025, but Maria still can't let it go. So she does what a lot of people in the internet age would do. She sends her story to a very popular TikToker, Ashley Inc. Ashley tells the story on the platform and it goes viral. And then something even stranger happens. Comments and messages flood to Ashley's account. Various people coming forward with similar experiences at the exact same place. Different people, different years, same uneasy feeling. But among all of the comments and messages, one email stands out the most. He says he thinks that the old man at the gas station was his dad. The writer wishes to stay anonymous, so we'll call him John. He claims that back in the 80s, his father was a Vietnam veteran with PTSD. This resulted in some issues with drug and alcohol abuse, and eventually John's mother had enough. She told the father to stop or pack his things. Needless to say, he stopped. But late one night, in 1984, he came home from his night shift at the gas station off SR 376 in Valdosta. Visibly shaken, an unreadable expression on his face. His family are obviously all worried, asking him what's going on. This is when he told them that he had just seen ghosts from the future come into the gas station, and that they'd peeled out of the parking lot in a car from the future. Unfortunately, this caused an ordeal. John's mother thought that his father had relapsed and was obviously seeing things. It all culminates with John's father leaving and John not having any contact with him for 16 years. But eventually, John reconnects with his father, and as they're talking, getting used to each other's company again, John asked him the question that had bothered him for years. Why did you start drinking again? His father looked John straight in the eyes and said, I didn't. I know what I saw. John's father passed away in 2001, but John was able to find a photo of him from around that time frame and email it to Ashley, who passed it along to Maria. Upon seeing the photo, Maria is overcome with emotion. This is the man she saw. After 18 years, she finally has proof. This is what she's been waiting for. And not only that, but John has some peace of mind knowing that his father was being honest, that he never relapsed. But on the other hand, he's trying to come to grips with the fact that he alienated his father for 16 years when he was telling the truth. It almost feels like a movie, two sides of the same strange story brought together decades later by the internet. And the setting. Places like empty highways and gas stations sit in a strange category. They are temporary, transitional, not meant to be stayed in. And sometimes when you linger too long in those spaces, they start to feel like they don't belong to any one reality. Now, obviously, there is no verified evidence that any of this actually happened. No tangible proof of a gas station where time doesn't cooperate. But even if you don't believe in time slips, even if you're firmly in the this is just a story camp, there's something about this one that sticks. It's just uneasy. It doesn't rely on monsters or violence, just a subtle wrongness. The idea that you could turn off a highway, walk into a familiar place, only to realize too late that none of it exists where or when it's supposed to. So next time you're driving late at night and you see a gas station that looks just a little too old, or maybe even perfectly normal except for one tiny detail that you can't explain, you may want to keep driving, just in case. Alright, and that is a wrap for tonight. Thank you for coming over, and as always, if you have any strange story ideas, please feel free to comment them or send them to this email, and I will get to them. And with that, I will see you next time. Good night and safe travels.